0 strikeouts? Can you believe that?
It's unheard of, especially in a game like that.
The New York Mets facing elimination, their playoff hopes hanging by a thread, and they don't strike out a single time against the Dodgers.
First time in over 2 decades that's happened in the postseason.
Over 2 decades. It's incredible. So how did the Mets pull off this unbelievable feat? That's what we're diving into today. This Game 5 thriller had everything. Clutch hitting, momentum swings, high emotions.
And some might even say a little bit of destiny sprinkled in.
Okay, let's talk about that Alonso home run because that felt like something out of a movie. Bottom of the 8th, tie game, and that pitch. It was practically dragging in the dirt.
Yeah, it was like, what, maybe a foot off the ground?
I mean, to hit a home run on a pitch like that in that situation, come on, was that luck or pure skill?
Hitting a low pitch is no easy task, I'll tell you that. You have to adjust your swing, your timing. Everything has to be perfect just to make contact. But to send it yard like Alonso did, that's power. That's pure skill. Now, it's worth noting that Flaherty wasn't exactly at his best that day.
Right, he had that stomach bug or something going around. How much does something like that really impact a pitcher at this level? I mean, we're talking about elite athletes here.
We forget sometimes, don't we? They're human, just like us. And pitching, especially at that level, demands so much, not just physically, but mentally. Even a slight illness can disrupt your mechanics, your focus, your entire rhythm. I'm not saying it's an excuse for Flaherty's performance, but it certainly provides some context.
It absolutely does. But let's give credit where credit is due. The Mets offense came alive that game, 14 hits total. Marte, Alvarez, they were on fire.
And what impressed me most was their approach at the plate, especially against a pitcher who was clearly struggling. They weren't just swinging for the fences trying to do too much. They were disciplined, patient.
They really embodied that idea of quality at-bats that we always talk about.
Exactly. They made Flaherty work for every out, got on base, capitalized on his mistakes. It was about wearing down the opponent. And that echoes what Lindor said after the game about the team's mentality that must-win intensity.
And they needed every ounce of that resilience, especially when the Dodgers tried to mount those comebacks. Every time it felt like the momentum might shift, the Mets answered right back.
That says something about this team's character. They've been battling adversity all season. They've been on the brink before, so they know how to handle pressure.
Exactly. They're not afraid of a fight. And let's not forget Buck Showalter and his strategic decisions in this game. Bringing in Stanek for that long relief, then going to Diaz for the close. Those were some gutsy calls in a game like that.
Those were the moves of a manager who knew exactly what buttons to push, when to push them, and they paid off.
So big picture, was this a turning point for the Mets? Or just one incredible, improbable game?
Momentum is huge in baseball. The Mets have it now, no doubt. But let's not count the Dodgers out. They're a formidable opponent. They've got their backs against the wall now, too.
And that's what makes the series so captivating. It's a true clash of tight ends, and right now it's anybody's game. But going back to where we started, that 0 strikeouts stat. In a game like this, what does that tell you?
It tells me this Mets team is not to be underestimated. They might just be finding their stride at the perfect moment. Whether that translates into a World Series title, who knows? But one thing's for sure. It's going to be one heck of a ride.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Buckle up, folks, because this series is far from over.